Good morning, students. Today we'll start with a chapter. The name of the chapter is Life Process. Okay. Before starting with my lecture, I am myself Athira. So I'll be teaching you the topics from biology. The first chapter which we are going to start today is, the name of the chapter is Life Process. Okay. Chapter name is Life Process. So I'll just start with an introduction part of this chapter. What is life process? Okay. When I see this topic, I'll just get to know that first I should know what is life and what are the different processes happening in the body. Okay. So I'll just start with the name of the chapter, that is life. Life is something which is living. Okay. Means वो चीज जिंदा है. Living means it has some or the other kind of properties. So what is a property which you can define that it is life? Okay. So something which is movable, I can say there are different kind of properties. The first property which you can see in an organism which is living, that is it can move. That is, it shows movement. Okay. Second is, what are the properties? Second property. If an organism has a life, it will shows the property of growth. Okay. This is a second important property. And third, I can say the organism which has life, it can reproduce. So I think this is certain important character which will define properly the word life. Okay. So I think you all understood what is it, what is a life. Life is something which shows different kind of property. Life shows differences from non-living thing. Okay. So they can move. If they can move, they are living organism. Movement can be of any type. It can be moving from one place to another, or it can be movement staying at one place and showing the movement. The best example for that is plants. They can't move from one place to another, but by standing in one position, they show the movement by like reacting with the sunlight. When they get the sun rays, they will move in the direction of sun. Isn't it a movement? Yes, it's a movement. Okay. So plant also shows movement, animal also shows movement. Second important property is growth. Okay. Growth means what? Growth is something, here we can see it. It can be in the form of size, weight, height. If anything moves in its size, moves in its weight, moves in his height, length, breadth, I can say. So this feature or this property tell us that organism is living. Okay. And third is reproduction. Okay. Reproduction. Reproduction means something which can produce their own species. Reproduction means if a human being give a birth, so it will be a baby that will be a human being. If it is an animal, if they will reproduce, they will give birth to the young one of the same variety. So I can say that there are 3 or 4 important characters which give proper definition for life. Okay. When we speak about life, we have plants, we have animals. In animals, you will have human beings, plus we have different kind of microorganisms. Okay. So plants are living, animals are living. In animals, you have human being, which is a best example for living, and microorganism. What is microorganism? They are very small organisms which you cannot see by your naked eyes. If I want to give an example of different kind of microorganism, students, I think you all just know it what, because you have been learning it throughout your previous standards where you were learning. I think you all know about algae, Do you all know about fungi? Do you all know about bacteria, viruses, etc.? So these are the different groups of microorganisms. So in short, I'll just write it will be algae, it will be fungi, it will be bacteria, it can be virus because it is also a microorganism. Okay? So I think you all understood the first word of the chapter, that is life. Life is something which shows different kind of property. So according to me, life can show these are the three important properties of a living being. Okay? Now, we can talk about our second word, that is process. So what is process? Okay? Process means कुछ work. कोई काम चलता है उसे हम प्रोसेस बोलते हैं. तो लाइफ प्रोसेस मतलब हम ऐसे प्रोसेस के बारे में पढ़ेंगे जो बॉडी के अंदर होता है, क्योंकि यू कैन सी डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ प्रोसेस हैपनिंग इन योर बॉडी. सो कैन यू नेम इट डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ प्रोसेस हैपनिंग इन योर बॉडी स्टूडेंट्स? या वी कैन. I think the first one which you know, it's very simple. The system in which where we have the food. That name of the process is digestion. Okay? First is digestion, which you all know very easy it is, and everyone knows it. Okay? Digestion is the first process. Can you all name it the second process, students? That is the process where we breathe. So that is called respiration. Okay? What is the third process, anyone? It's circulation. It is also happening all inside your body. And fourth process is excretion. Okay? I think these are the very general process which we know, which is actually happening in your body. Okay? So I think you all understood this all are the process. So in our chapter, we are going to study in detail about this process. So this process I can say it is happening in human beings, animals. I can say animals, in animals I can say in human beings. So animals, everyone is having this kind of process. Every organism is undergoing this kind of process. Now I talked about animals, human beings. What about plants? Do they have process? Yes, they have process. I think you all know about the process name, that is photosynthesis. Okay? Photosynthesis. It is a process which takes place in plants. Any other process, any simple process, can you all name it? The sixth process, which is it? So that is transpiration. This is also the process which is happening inside a plant. So I told you about different kind of process. One is I gave the example which is happening in animals, and second I gave the example of process happening in plants. Okay? So I think you all understood what is an introduction of this chapter. Actually, what is the content present in this chapter, or what are you all going to learn? Okay? Before that, my chapter, when you study about science, you should know that what are the different branches of science. Okay? So I didn't told you all about that. So the name of the chapter, by the name only, I'll just get to know that, or we just get to know that it's a part. If you all know science in detail, there are three different parts. Biology you have, chemistry you have, physics you have. So this is a chapter from biology. Okay? Yeah, because why? We are studying all about the life. Actually, bio means also life. Means we are studying about every living organism which is present on the earth. So, your students, I think you all understood what exactly is your chapter. Okay? Introduction part. Okay? Yeah. So students, I just gave the introduction part of this chapter. Now we can move to the main content of this chapter. Okay. I just gave you all the example of different type of process happening in your body. Okay. So from that, I would love to choose, or I would like to choose the first topic which is very important for this chapter. Okay. The process happening in your body is digestion. Okay. I think everyone knows what is digestion. It is a process where we convert, or we are able to convert the food which we take in complex form. In complex form to simple form. Okay? A very important process in your body or happening in your body, that is digestion. What is digestion? It is a process where complex food is converted into simple food. Okay? When I talk about digestion, the most important part which comes in my mind, that term is nutrition. Okay? What is nutrition? It is connected with the digestion. Nutrition means the process where we take in food which are in the form of different nutrients. So I can say nutrition is the process where we take in food in the form of nutrients. Okay? Can you just name a different kind of nutrients present in your body? For example, we take different type of food. So I can just give you the example, like it can be carbohydrates, it can be fats, it can be proteins, it can be vitamins, it can be minerals. Okay? So we have carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins and minerals. Okay? We just get it from different kind of food which we eat. For example, if I want to say about carbohydrates and fats. Okay? We get carbohydrates and fat from rice, wheat, I can say oil and all. Proteins, vitamins, minerals, you can get it from different kind of fruits, different kind of vegetables. Okay? See, in digestion or in nutrition, the most important thing is why we eat food. Okay? We eat food to get energy. Digestion is done for getting energy. Okay? And that energy where you are supposed to get. That energy, when I talk about energy, my mind comes in, like my mind identify it, that is I get energy from glucose. Right? Whenever we give the example, like energy drink, when we talk, we come to know about glucose. So here we are going to study, or we will come to know how you are getting energy. So we get energy from carbohydrates. Okay? Carbohydrates are responsible for producing energy, and that energy is what? It's glucose. So I think you all understood. For nutrition or for digestion, we need energy, because they are the form which gives energy to the body. If you will get energy, you can do the work. But when I talk about nutrition, I should get different kind of nutrients. So I gave the example carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins, minerals. Okay? So when I talk about them, the first important thing from where I am going to get the energy, so that is from glucose. Okay? So carbohydrate, when we talk, the most important thing, that is glucose. Okay, now you should know that where we get glucose. Okay, even plant also get glucose and animals also get glucose. So what is it exactly that I will let you know. Okay, so glucose I told you all. I think nutrition is very clear for y'all. What is nutrition? Okay, and I just gave the example of nutrients from where y'all are getting. So just keep in your mind, when I talk about carbohydrate, you should know about glucose. Okay, so we are just going to study about glucose in detail in plants and in animals. Okay, students. So students, I am just going to explain you all nutrition in detail. Okay. I have given you the definition for nutrition. Now we are going to study about, are there the type of nutrition? Yes. So when I tell about nutrition, there are types. Okay. So what are the types? You should know. Okay. It is, first one is autotrophic mode of nutrition. Okay. Second is heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Okay. Nutrition types, two types. Autotrophic mode of nutrition. Second is heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Okay. I'll just explain you the definition what is autotrophic mode of nutrition. Okay. Just see the word. Okay. Just see the word, that is auto. Okay. Auto means something happening in the body automatically. Okay. Auto means the process which happens automatically in the body. Okay. So auto means apne aap ya self, I will say. Okay. And tropic is preparation. So what is autotropic? That is self preparation. Now what is self preparation? What you are preparing? In nutrition, you are going to read about food. So here autotrophic mode of nutrition is a process where the organism, whomsoever the organism, is going to prepare the food of its own. So I think y'all, can anyone just give me the example of those organisms like who can prepare their own food? The very and the simplest example for that is plants. Okay. So when I talk about autotrophic mode of nutrition, the very best example for that is plant, because plant are the organism who can prepare their own food. Okay, so we will in detail we will study how this preparation of food happens in a plant. I think you all know the name, I have given the name of the process happening in the plant, that is photosynthesis. So under autotrophic mode of nutrition, here we have the example of plants, and plants are going to prepare their own food, and the name of the process is that photosynthesis. So I think students have understood it very nicely what is autotrophic mode of nutrition. Okay. Second is heterotrophic. Okay. What is hetero? Hetero means they are dependent. Means they are dependent on someone. Okay. So hetero means they are dependent. Okay. So to whom they are dependent, or for whom they are dependent? So hetero are dependent on auto. Can you all just give me the example of heterotrophs who depend on others for their food? So the best example is we, human being. Okay. The example of heterotrophs is, I can say it's human being. Okay. Then I can say it is different kind of animals. You can have different kind of microorganisms which depend on other for their food. But when I talk majorly about heterotrophs, the best example for that is human being and different kind of animals. Okay? So students, I think you all understood what is nutrition and what are the two different type of nutrition. Autotrophs and heterotrophs. See, autotrophic mode of nutrition means who can prepare their own food. Heterotrophic mode of nutrition means who depends on other. So they are going to depend on autotroph for their food. Example I have given, human being, animals. Okay. Now there is a name for the organism who prepare their own food. Okay. They are called as, first point I think everyone have understood about auto and hetero. Okay. The organism which undergoes autotrophic mode of nutrition, they are called as autotrophs. Okay. Here the organism which will undergo ऑटोट्रॉपिक मोड ऑफ न्यूट्रिशन, जो खुद का खाना खुद बनाता है, उस ऑर्गेनिज्म को हम बोलते हैं ऑटोट्रॉप्स. वैसे हेट्रोट्रॉप्स, अभी हेट्रोट्रॉपिक मोड ऑफ न्यूट्रिशन जो ऑर्गेनिज्म करता है उन्हें हम किस नाम से बुलाएंगे? दे आर कॉल्ड एज हेटेरोट्रॉप्स. So I think the best example and the best definition is here for y'all. That is what is autotrophic mode of nutrition and what is heterotrophic mode of nutrition. I have given the definition and then with that definition I have given you the example and plus the name of the organism who is going to conduct such kind of nutrition. Okay, so this part is clear students, auto and heterotrophs. Okay, that was types of nutrition. When I talk about nutrition, there are types. Okay, the two types. Clear everyone? Like explained you all about nutrition and its type. Okay, now the next part of our chapter is, do you think that how these organisms are going to get their food? So our next topic for this chapter is how living organisms get their food. It's a question mark because we don't know how the organisms are going to get their food. Okay, we are going to talk about two organisms. One is plant. First is plant. Okay, and second we are going to talk about animals. Okay, and when I talk about plants, okay, they get the food. I told you the name before. What is the name of that process why plant prepare their food? The name of the process is photosynthesis. Okay. So, do you all know what is a basic formula or basic reaction for photosynthesis to happen? So, normally plants need carbon dioxide and water. Okay. For forming the food. By this or by using, I can say carbon dioxide, water, minerals, chlorophyll pigments, then you have like sunlight. By all this process, you are going to prepare the food. The name of the process is photosynthesis. Okay? And whatever the food which you get, it is in inorganic form. Okay, and it's very simple to get from the atmosphere, from the soil, from the sunlight. Everything is possible and plants get their food. Okay, now you should know that whatever food the plant get or what it prepares, that is in the form of glucose, which is an important form of carbohydrate. Okay, so when I talk about plant, they will get all the food from the outside which is in inorganic form. It can be carbon dioxide, water, etc. like that. Okay? And when I talk about animals, okay, animals also get all the food. Suppose animals or human being, they will depend on plant for their food. They will depend on plant for their food. Okay, so whatever they get, that is in the form of complex. Okay, whatever we eat, they are in complex form. So do you all think that complex form is suitable for your body? No. We just have to convert that complex form into simple. Okay, we just have to, whatever food, they are in the form of complex. They have to convert it into simple form. So, do you all know how a food which is complex, which has to be converted into simple form, how it is possible? So, I think, do you all know it? What is it? Have you all heard about biocatalyst, everyone? Okay, the best example for biocatalyst is enzymes. Okay, so I am just going to write here that complex to simple can be formed, and that can be formed with the help of the enzymes. So when I talk about digestion in animals, or when I talk about nutrition in animals, we should come to know that there is always a major role played, and that role is played by an enzymes. Clear, everyone? So I think you all understood what is or how this organism get their food. Plant I have explained you all, about animals I have explained you all. So whatever they get, they have to be converted into simple form, and that conversion can be done with the help of different enzymes. Clear, students? So how living organisms get their food? That is clear. Okay? So students, I have explained you about how organisms get their food. Living organisms get their food. I have talked about plants. I have talked about animals. Okay? Now the most important part of your chapter, which you are going to study in very detail. The name of the topic is autotrophic nutrition in plants. Okay? I have told you there is two types of nutrition occurring in an organism. One is autotrophic mode of nutrition. Second is heterotrophic mode of nutrition. So we are supposed to study both this nutrition in details. Okay? The first one which we will study, that is autotrophic nutrition in plants. Okay? Before starting in detail, I just explain you all what you are supposed to learn or to do in this topic. Okay? There are three important parts which you should know about this topic. Okay? I'll just give you a short idea, because if I tell you in detail, like I'll just explain you in short, like what is the major content present in this topic, so it becomes easier for you all to understand it. Okay, so the first topic, when I talk about autotrophic nutrition in plant, the first topic which comes in my mind first is photosynthesis. Okay, first process is photosynthesis. Okay. Second process, or what I should know, that is structure of leaf. And third process which I should know about this topic is, that is structure of stomata. Okay, so when I talk about autotrophic nutrition in plants, there are the three important concepts which I should know. Okay, first is photosynthesis, second is structure of leaf, and third is structure of stomata. So what exactly autotrophic nutrition in plant is, we'll get to know by learning this three process. Okay, so I'll just give you in very short, or just explain you in very short. What is photosynthesis? Or I think you all know from the school time when you have started science as a subject, and when you have science as a subject, everywhere you know that term, that is photosynthesis. Photosynthesis they occur in plant, and it's a process where plant is going to prepare their own food. So that is why we call them as autotrophs or autotrophic nutrition in plants. Okay. Second is structure of leaf. You have to know what is the actual structure of a leaf, how it is going to help in photosynthesis. Okay. And third is, there are different parts in leaf which actually helps in photosynthesis. So the most important part which will help, that is stomata. So when you know about these three topics, the concept is very clear for you. Okay, so shall we start with the first topic, that is photosynthesis. Okay students, so we'll just start with my first process, that is photosynthesis. Okay. Yeah students, so we'll just learn about my first topic, that is okay. I'll just first define what exactly photosynthesis. Okay. Photo means, when I just try to know the meaning of the words. Okay. Photo means something. When you divide, photo means light. Yeah, we are going to study about which light? That is sunlight. Okay. Synthesis means preparation. So what you are going to prepare? Example, because the process is photosynthesis, we are going to prepare what? The food. Okay. So I think you all understood what is photosynthesis. It is a process during which, or with the help of sunlight, you are going to prepare the food. Clear students? Photosynthesis is a process with the help of sunlight, you are going to prepare your food. Okay, so there is a definition that, okay, I'll just define it. Plant from outside, it will take the sources. It can be carbon dioxide, it can be water, it can be minerals, it can be sunlight, it can be chlorophyll. Okay. Plant from outside, it is going to take carbon dioxide, it is going to take water, it is going to take minerals, it is going to take sunlight. Chlorophyll, it is not from outside because it is present inside the leaf. Okay. And from that, it is going to prepare the food. What is that food? It is in the form of energy. What is that energy? That is glucose. Clear everyone? So what is photosynthesis? The best example or the best definition for photosynthesis is where plant from outside. Plant is going to take the thing from outside. When I tell about the things from outside, it is carbon dioxide, it is water, it is minerals, it is sunlight with the help of chlorophyll. They are going to prepare the food. And that food is in the form of energy. And what is that energy? It's glucose. So I think you all understood the definition for photosynthesis. Okay. Now, yeah, there is, when I talk about photosynthesis, with definition, you have a reaction. Okay, so this explanation or this definition should be represented in the form of reaction. So I'll just tell you what is the actual reaction is. Okay, so I think this definition part is clear with you all. So students, this is the reaction for photosynthesis. Okay, I have told you photosynthesis is what? Okay, you are using carbon dioxide, you are using water with the help of sunlight, with the help of chlorophyll, you are going to produce the food. What is the food? C6H12O6. What is C6H12O6? It stands for the energy, that is glucose. Okay, and the like oxygen and water, it is released. Okay, so this is the reaction for photosynthesis. Carbon dioxide plus water with the help of sunlight, with the help of chlorophyll, it is going to produce the food, that is glucose, and with that oxygen and water is also being released. Okay, the main thing, I think you all understood the reaction for photosynthesis. One more like time I'll just explain you all. Carbon dioxide plus water, that is an outside source, with the help of sunlight, with the help of chlorophyll, you are going to prepare the food, that is glucose, and with glucose oxygen and water is also being released. Okay, so this is the reaction. Okay, this is a reaction. It's a very simple reaction which in definition form I have explained you. Okay, the definition was plant is going to take the outside sources. It can be carbon dioxide, it can be water, it can be sunlight, with an importance which is present in plant, that is chlorophyll. They are going to prepare the food, that is in the form of glucose. Okay, now this reaction is very simple. Okay, I just understood about this reaction. Now I should know that plant like this different thing, from where it comes. If someone asks me, or like you should know from where you are going to get the things. Okay, so when I tell about carbon dioxide, okay, carbon dioxide you will get it from where? From the atmosphere. Okay, this carbon dioxide. Water you are supposed to get from where? That is from the roots. Okay, there is one concept that is with this, it is connected with this, that is vascular system. Okay, what is vascular system? Okay, in plants you do have two different kind of vascular system. I'll just, if you all remember student, I'll just tell you. First is xylem, second is phloem. Okay, vascular system which will help as, when I talk about vascular system, they are a very important transporting organ, means they help in transporting. So what is an important thing which is being transported in plants, that I should know. So in plants the most important transported things are, first it can be water, and second it can be food, which is being transported all over the plant. Why? This is actually responsible for the growth of the plant. Okay, so when I talk about vascular system, or when I talk about the reaction of photosynthesis, you all should know what is vascular system or vascular tissues. It can be tissues also, because it's present inside a plant. So there are two kinds of tissues. One is xylem, second is phloem. Okay, what is xylem and what is phloem? I told that they will help in transportation. So what are the things transported? First is water, second is food. So who is responsible for what? Xylem is responsible for transportation of water. Okay, and phloem is responsible for transportation of food. So my students, you all understood that why I have used these terms in these reactions. Like during this reactions, there is process of transportation of water, there is a process of transportation of food. So by this reaction, I think you all understood all about vascular system or vascular tissue also. So when moving on back to our topic, I told you from carbon dioxide you will get it from atmosphere. From roots you are going to get the water. From roots, how it is travelled to upper part means, because why? When I talk about photosynthesis, it is going to happen in the leaves. Okay, so leaves, when I talk about leaf, all the process means from root to leaf, whatever thing is being prepared, they should reach. So from root, if I want to allow the water to reach the leaf, how I am going to make it? It is through xylem. Getting, students? So from root, how the water has to be transported to leaf. Who is a mediator? That is xylem. Clear, students? So I think this reaction is very clear. Okay, how the root, from root the like water is going to reach the leaf, that is by xylem. Okay, yeah, one more thing, I told that carbon dioxide you will get it from the atmosphere. From atmosphere, when it reaches the leaf, which is the organ which is responsible for taking in that carbon dioxide. So here we are going to study, or like it is going to happen in a part in the leaf, that is called as stomata. Okay, we are going to study stomata in detail, students. Okay, so carbon dioxide from atmosphere, it is going to reach the leaf through stomata. Water from the root, it is going to reach the leaf with the help of phloem. Okay, now, okay, this is clear now. Yeah, sunlight is also I am going to get. Now what about chlorophyll? Yeah, when I talk about chlorophyll, there are green pigments in the leaf. When you observe a leaf, normally 99% of leaf has the color of green. So chlorophyll is the green pigment. Okay, which consists of chloroplasts. Okay, and they can also be called as mesophyll cells, which we will study in detail under structure of leaf. By the time you should know what is chlorophyll. They are green pigments which consist of chloroplasts, and they are also called as mesophyll cells. Okay, so I think this part is very clear for you all. This part is very clear. Okay, now I want to study about glucose. Okay, plant will prepare the food by using the saltings. Okay, in chemistry, when you speak, normally a reaction is divided into two parts. The one side you have reactant, the other side you have the products. These are all my, I have made a green mark line, like this all are my reactants. That is all my products. Okay, so what are my product which I will get by this reaction? That is the hero of the reaction, that is glucose. So glucose is what? It's a food. It's an energy. Okay. See, when plant is in utmost need of food, they use it in the form of glucose. But when there is no need of food, जब ऐसा होता है ना कि excess food बच जाता है, तो plants में भी जब excess food बच जाता है, तो normally it has to be converted in another form. That is, glucose has to be converted into another form. That form is, that is plant stores the food in the form of starch. When there is excess food which doesn't has to be used, तो जब ज़रूरत है at immediate cost, they are going to use it in the form of glucose. But excess, it has to be stored, and they are stored it in the form of starch. It's very important thing you should know that plant store the food, that is glucose, in the form of starch when it is not required. Okay, moving back now, we have studied about vascular tissue. Okay, I have told you about the water, that is about xylem. Now, as I got the product, that is glucose, where actually photosynthesis is going to happen? It is going to happen in the leaves. Okay, so the leaves will prepare the food. Okay, if a plant has to grow properly, that leaf which will prepare the food, it has to be supplied down also. Down means in the roots also. How? From water, from root to leaf it is going to reach with the help of xylem. Like that, the food from leaf has to reach the root, and that is done with the help of students, with the help of phloem. Okay, what phloem is going to do? The food which it has prepared, that is, it is going to transport it from leaf to roots. And who is the mediator? That is the phloem. Okay, so I think you all understood what exactly the process of photosynthesis is. Step by step I have explained you all what is the reaction. You all can see the board, it is full. It is with the whole reaction. So when you go in detail, you will just able to understand how it works. Okay. In short, one more time I will just explain you with this topic. Photosynthesis, it is supposed to happen in which part of the plant? In the leaf. How it is going to happen? With the help of carbon dioxide, with the help of water, with the help of sunlight, and with the help of chlorophyll. This all are my reactants, and from that reactants I am going to get my product, that is glucose, and other gases like oxygen and water which is released. Okay, here carbon dioxide I will get from the atmosphere, and who is supposed to take that? It is stomata, which is present in the leaf, that we will study in detail. Water from where I am going to get? They are going to get from the roots, and it has to reach the leaves. So how it will be reaching? It will be reaching with the help of xylem, which is called as vascular tissue. How many type of vascular tissue, students, do we have? Two. One is xylem, second is phloem. Okay. Now, with the help of sunlight and with the help of chlorophyll. Now, chlorophyll is also present in leaf. Okay, it's a green pigment which consists of chloroplast, which is also called as mesophyll cells, which we'll study in detail in the structure of leaf. Then, by using this all things, the reaction has to be done, and we'll get the product. What is that? Glucose. Glucose is a food which is being prepared, and which is being prepared in the leaf. Glucose, when there is immediate need, plant uses glucose, and when there is no need, that glucose has to be converted in the form of starch. Okay, and the leaf prepares the food, so that food has to be reached to every part of the plant. So from leaf, if it has to reach to root, because overall growth means everything should be needed. So from leaf it has to reach the root. So who is supposed to carry it? That is the phloem, because it is a vascular tissue, and carbon dioxide and oxygen and water which is being released out into the atmosphere back. Okay, so I think you all understood the detailed explanation of what is photosynthesis. You all can just see the board, it's very clear for you. Okay. Students, we are back with our topic. Okay, we have just completed with photosynthesis. As I have told you that when we start autotrophic mode of nutrition, we have to complete it by 3 parts. Okay, first part is photosynthesis, second part is structure of leaf, and third part is stomata, that is structure of stomata. Okay, so now we are just, as we have completed photosynthesis, we are just going to start with a second topic, that is leaf. Okay, students, what you know about a leaf? Okay, if I ask you the question, the answer rises is that, or the answer is, ma'am, it is present in plant, it is something which has a green color, and there are many in number. Do you all know what is the function of a leaf? How we understand the structure of a leaf? So when we learn about the leaf, we have to study it in 2 parts. Okay, one is my external structure and second is my internal structure. Okay, so first thing, what is a leaf? It's a green color substance. It is present in the plant. It is a part of a plant. Okay, now suppose this is my leaf. When I see a leaf, it has a 2 parts. Okay, one is the surface part, second is the below part. Okay, can you tell me what the differences you can find in a leaf externally? Okay, when you see the top part, it is always darker as compared to the lower part or the bottom part. Okay, why it is the top part, why it is darker, the lower part, why it is lighter? And normally when you see a leaf, the top part is always, it look very shiny. Okay, why it is shiny? What is that part? So generally you should know what, like how it looks. It has a top part and it has a bottom part. The top part is darker, the bottom part is lighter. Top part normally looks very shiny. It is because of a substance present, or the part that is cuticle. Okay, the part which faces the sun, it is much more darker and it's very shinier. Reason is it has an outer part which is called as cuticle. Okay, now below that we can also find other parts. The second part and the third part is, it has epidermis. One is upper epidermis, second is lower epidermis. Okay, क्यूटिकल के जस्ट नीचे यू कैन फाइंड एपिडर्मिस. द टॉपर पार्ट सरफेस वाले पार्ट को वी कॉल अपर एपिडर्मिस, बिलो वाला लोअर एपिडर्मिस. ओके, नाउ व्हेन आई टॉक अबाउट लोअर एपिडर्मिस, द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट फॉर लोअर एपिडर्मिस इज there is large amount of stomata in the lower epidermis. Okay, as we all gone through the topic, you all know what is stomata. Stomata is a part which will help in exchange of gases and water, especially gases like is carbon dioxide and oxygen. Okay, now first I'll just explain you what the external structure of a leaf. Okay, this is the structure of a leaf, external. Okay, when I see an external structure, okay, this is a structure of a leaf. The tip part which arises, it is called petiole. Petiole will extend to form this one single line is called midrib. Okay, and where it ends, it is called tip or apex. Okay, petiole will extend to form midrib. Midrib where it gets over, that is called the tip part or the apex part. Okay, now next is the whole green leaf like structure. That whole part is called as lamina. This whole part of my leaf is called lamina. Okay, now midrib is divided. They will divide to form veins. Again I will just explain. The tip part, like from stem, suppose this is my stem, the part which comes out, that part is called petiole. Petiole will lead to the formation of a leaf. Okay, this whole part is my lamina. Petiole extend to form midrib. The tip, where it stops, that is the tip or the apex part of a leaf. Okay, the whole part is lamina. Midrib will divide to form veins. Veins can further divide to form veinlets. Okay, you can find a whole network of branches, you can see, of veins and all. Okay, and when there is a leaf, if it has the edging part, I can say, so that corner parts of it is called as margins. Okay, you can just see it will come, then again go inside, come out, like it is going to continue. That structure is called as margin. Okay, so external structure of a leaf, when a question is being asked, you should know what it contains. From stem arises the petiole. Petiole extends to form the midrib, and the last part where the midrib finishes, that is called the tip or the apex part. Where the part where full leaf is present, it is called lamina. Okay, midrib will divide to form vein. Vein will further divide to form veinlets. Okay, leaf has certain edges, and that edges are called as margin. Okay, so this was my external structure of a leaf. Okay, next I should know my internal structure. Okay, now what is my internal structure? I have just explained you. The top surface part, it has cuticle. That is the reason it is very shiny and it is very waxy. Why? It prevents loss of water and it is protective. Okay, it protects. This is a function of cuticle. The first part, the top part is called cuticle. Beneath cuticle you have that I have made with the red marker, that is called upper epidermis. Okay, epidermis is of two. One is upper epidermis, second is lower epidermis. Upper is toward the surface, lower is beneath the surface, the lower part. Okay, so upper epidermis I have and lower epidermis. Okay, in between them, the main role is played by, you have bundle of cells, okay, which is in pouches or bags like that structure. That is exactly called mesophyll cells. Okay, this whole region between upper and lower, the whole region is called as mesophyll cells. Okay, now mesophyll cells can also be called as chloroplast. Why? The reason behind that is they are green pigments and they are many in number, and this green pigments will contain chloroplast. Okay, and this chloroplast will actually help in what? Photosynthesis during daytime. Okay, and like when I go in detail, much more detail about mesophyll cells, it's of two different types. One is palisaded, second is spongy cell. They two are different. When you see palisaded cell, they are very close to each other. When we study about spongy cell, there are space in between. Okay. So this is like the function of mesophyll. Mesophyll has chloroplast, which is excess in number. They are green in color. They will contain chloroplast and that they will help in photosynthesis. Okay, and mesophyll cell is of two different types. One is palisaded cells and second is spongy cells. Okay, now we just move to the last part, that is a lower part, which is the lower epidermis, which is light in color. And lower epidermis have excess number. What is this which I have made? They have space in between, and that space is filled with pores of stomata. Stomata is a pore-like structure which will help in exchange of gases and water. Okay, so like lower part means the lower epidermis. There is space in between. You can see upper epidermis here in continuous, but lower epidermis has a gap, and that gap is filled by whom? Stomata. They are the pore-like structure. When this structure of stomata will be explained in detail. Okay, that will be my third topic under autotrophic mode of nutrition. Till the time you will understood what is the external and what is the internal structure of a leaf. Okay, Externally it has petiole, tip, midrib, margin, veins, lamina. Vein will further divide from veinlets. Okay. When I study about internal structure, this is my internal structure. Okay. So I have, first is cuticle, second I have upper epidermis, third I have mesophyll, fourth I have lower epidermis, and fifth I have stomata. Top part is cuticle, which is waxy, which is like it will help in protection of water, like it will help in loss of water, it will prevent loss of water, and it is a protective layer. Next to cuticle I have upper epidermis. Upper epidermis will further form the big structure, which is mesophyll cell, which is can also be called as chloroplast. They are green in color, they will help in photosynthesis. And next to it I have lower epidermis, there are space in lower epidermis, and in that you have the stomata. Okay, so this was my second topic, that is internal and external structure of the leaf. When a question is being asked, you have to explain it by making the diagram. Okay, this is my external structure and this is my internal structure of a leaf. Okay students.